The idea of taking a thing and doing it again to make it better is nonsense for Dawn of Time, because after you release Man the Game, it only makes sense to release Man the Game, first Nitro Field Reignited Remake, first Golden Rule 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue HD Remix Return. So when it's been a while since you released a game, just do it again. There is so much potential in that idea. You can make a game look better, confuse people. It's not a horrible idea, but I don't see what— oh, okay, let's do it. So I made this video to answer the question of if these remakes, re-releases, and remasters are even worth making. Re-releases are an interesting facet of remasters. How do you improve Kingdom Hearts, Secret Super Bosses, or stickers? Re-releases aren't necessarily games that try to improve gameplay elements or visuals. They can obviously do that, but the main purpose of a re-release is to add content to an existing release. Why not do a DLC instead? Mario Kart 8 is one of the best racing games ever made, with an incredible, fully orchestrated soundtrack, almost 50 beautiful looking and unique tracks, and an incredible roster full of fan-favorite characters. This game was destined to print money. There was just one problem. The Wii U was a 9-year-old photocopy that caught fire every other month. As good as the game was, the Wii U wasn't doing it justice. So it escaped the burning ship was re-released on the Nintendo Switch. Mario Kart 8 was even better, with a new and improved battle mode, 2 item slots, a DLC that effectively doubled the track count of the game, and oh my god, they brought back the feather. Yeah, sure, a buzzing of a village of boy and girl gave their own character slots, but the 2 versions of Link don't. Is it a sign that I should go outside? Maybe, but running strangers on the internet is way more fun. This game is never not a good time. I can lose hours to the online play, but I don't know if Funky Kong is a good excuse for why we were 4 hours late to the shop interview. It's just chaotic fun and looks amazing on the Switch. That being said, what the hell is that? I couldn't be happier this is the best selling game on the Switch. But it would be really cool if that game was semi-made in Deluxe Edition. This game's success picked up the trend of Nintendo doing more and more of these re-releases from the Wii U era. Just not that one, they're allergic to money. We got a re-release of Mario 3D World on the Switch, complete with the texture pop-in, and the rats, and the furry Bowser, with added benefits like an increase in the character running speed.
Super Mario 3D World!
Wait. You're going too fast. And a brand new game included, Bowser's Fury. You can ride a cute dinosaur, befriend Bowser Jr., and make your parents feel concerned for your mental health when they walk into the room. It's your basic Mario game. This is far from a full-length game, but it's a cute little addition to 3D World. If your definition of cute is being chased by this thing. There was Toad's Treasure Tracker, Toad's Treasure Tracker, a puzzle-style game from 3D World. Okay, there's Pikmin 3 Deluxe, a really good entry in the series, with an infinitely replayable campaign where you guide your Pikmin to save your planet. And just look at them. This is a massive upgrade from the first game, in that we got Mouth Breather, Steve, and the other one. We even got Wind Waker HD on the, Yeah, sometimes Nintendo just doesn't port a game because— well, they're Nintendo. Sometimes they hit their ports out of the park, and other times, hey look guys, it's Luigi, isn't he funny? Mother 3 is dying. Now, Nintendo does have some of their old games in their collections for NSO, but that's about as far as they're willing to go for Spanky's Quest. Nintendo has always been known for releasing their older games on newer hardware. Most notably, Link's Awakening DX on the Game Boy Color. It's the original game, but with color, because it's for Game Boy Color. It included a new dungeon to take advantage of the color feature, because this was exciting back then. And yes, the original Game Boy opted to use the color green above anything else, because don't kids love the color of grass and mold? This wasn't really a big deal back then considering how cheap the console was, but it's moving a little weird nowadays. If you showed this to a Victorian child, well, they'd accuse you of witchcraft, but they'd also be very impressed. Atlas is amazing at making games where you can pretend to have friends, but they're also skilled in the art of making a re-release, with the upcoming SMT5 Vengeance, and most notably with the Persona series. Persona 3, 4, and 5 all have their own re-releases, so I'll go through all of them because my audience retention is just too high. Persona is a series where you need to balance murdering demons and hanging out with your friends, and of course, going home to make bombs. It's a really fun calendar RPG that forces you to use your abilities and personas to defeat a false deity with the power of friendship. Atlas's re-release habit started with Persona 3 Fez on the PS2. It's nothing too crazy, but we do get a new campaign called The Answer. It exists. Moving on, there are some new personas and I guess there's a social link now, and that's pretty neat. There are even new cutscenes featuring members of C's, and they sure are something. Persona 3 Portable. Oddly enough, this was a version of the Game Boy with modern consoles. Yeah, not first, not the original, just this one. So that must mean it's the best version of the game, right? What do you think? Now, there are reasons to play this one over the original. Not only are there tons of quality of life improvements, but a whole bunch of added content, most notably a new protagonist.
She is very gorgeous to me!
That's right, you can be a girl now. The female campaign has new social links as well as a male Velvet Room attendant. Say what you will about Atlas, but they know their audience. This port is not without its issues, however, and many of them just come from the limitations of the PSP. Instead of being able to walk around in the overworld, they're given a point-and-click system. It's like Ace Attorney but without the murder.
This is a tough case, even for Junpei Iori, ace detective.
Ace detective? Are you stupid or something? More like stupe, ace defective.
Never mind. But hey, Persona 4 got one too.
I'm sorry, Teddy. Only people have human rights.
Persona 4 Golden has released a lot of stuff to talk about. There's a new character, a new dungeon if you get the true Onega Max or a social link, but outside of that, this is the same good game you all know and no. It's kinda hilarious how little I have to say about this game, considering it is the weirdest story concept I've ever seen. It's about a role inside a TV with monsters and who throws people into the TV platform when it becomes foggy, because fog in the real world means there's no fog in the TV world, and then that's when the monsters get angry and if the clock shows up in the real world. And it's really graphic, and Adachi's also the best character in all of it. But what about Persona 5 you released? Persona 5 Royal. The original P5 isn't the best Persona game, because of the mementos and the difficulty and this scene.
What did I do?
But Persona 5 Royal is my favorite re-release. It does so much to expand the world and make it feel like the definitive thing. From the new character to the incredibly fun addition to the gameplay to the third semester, that honestly makes the rest of the game look kinda weak in comparison. It has it all, plot twist and an ending fight scene with just bros being dudes. Persona 5 is far from perfect, but as I watched the credits roll, I realized none of that really mattered. Because Spanky's quest golem doesn't exist and that is a far more pressing matter. I could talk about Skyrim, but so why don't I discuss the game franchise with Michael Rack. Kingdom Hearts Final Mix. If you see a game with that title, you know you're playing the definitive version of the game. But do you really want to play the definitive version of this?
How am I gonna face everyone? Like this?
Yes, the answer is yes. There's a lot of new content in these versions, like secret bosses and cute little mushrooms for you to murder for your Burger King crown, as well as recolored bosses. So that's interesting. Hello, pile of Jolly Ranchers. The series also has its fair share of remasters and oh no. Remasters are the thing you think of when you picture the idea of taking something and doing it again, but better. Look, Crash looks better and plays better, most of the time. There are a lot of remasters, from Spyro to Mario to Crash Bandicoot to Mario on a Steam Press to Mario as a Short King, and they can do a pretty great job at improving visuals and controls. For example, I have a Tomb Raider collection that included a remaster of the first game in the series for PS3. The disc is a bit scratched. The wallpaper was cool though. This brings back an unhealthy amount of memories. But who was expecting a full-on remake of Mario vs. Donkey Kong? Super Mario RPG is a classic SNES game. It didn't only spawn multiple other Mario RPG series. It's also a great and beloved game in its own right, flying toe-to-toe with games like Golden Sun, FF9, and Genshin Impact. But not about making children cry, an attribute of any good RPG. So when a full remaster came out of nowhere with brand new cutscenes and incredible redone soundtrack and just look at Mario, and this is one of the biggest Switch games from last year. There are also the Crash and Spyro remasters that I'll talk about in this video. Wink. 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 Now we're done talking about Crash Bandicoot. It's time to discuss an evil corporation that makes all my sweet people.
Down my throat! I need that for swallowing!
RE on the GameCube looks incredible, and is on the console less powerful than the goddamn Wii. Capcom achieved this level of graphical fidelity through magic, I guess. This game looks amazing. It wouldn't be out of place on the PS3, which was crazy considering this was the size of a GameCube disc. Why were the GameCube discs so small? Moving on. I can't imagine how mind-blowing it would be to play with some original hardware. And the GameCube even used the remaster to create a prequel of the game, Resident Evil 0. A really damn good prequel, some of the best music in the series. Resident Evil is a game where you've hidden a mansion to get away from some zombie dogs. So now you have no choice but to explore the mansion, find items, and try not to die. Fighting zombies, giant snakes, and man-made horrors beyond human comprehension to explore the mansion. Resident Evil is an incredibly lonely game. You have the occasional run-in with another member of staff, but as when they aren't dying. But outside of that, you're alone to fight the terrible demons. It is as spoopy can be, and there's no even any bad acting in this version to make you go ha 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 ha.
You were almost a Jill sandwich.
Barry, what is wrong with you? This game employs so many genius mechanics and visual elements to make you truly shiver your timbers. They're highly oh my god. But when you're forced to witness this agonizingly slow animation of the door opening every time you enter another room, even if you hate this game, you need to play it. It's incredible. Just pick Jill. Just pick Jill, please. Even Pokémon gets the occasional remaster. Well, I mean, of course it has remasters, it's Pokémon. In the form of games like Fire Red and Shining Pearl, remasters of Gen 1 and Gen 4 respectively. The Pokémon game. I have nothing more to add. They could make a weird, bloated, and boring mystery game, slap Pikachu's face in it, and there it'd sell millions. Oh. We have a remaster of Pokémon Mystery Dungeon. I'm not interested in buying it, but hey, it looks kinda cool. It kinda looks like the Winnie the Pooh world from KH3, if that means anything to you. It's called Pokémon Mystery Dungeon DX, which, come on guys, you could call it... Yeah, okay, fair enough. Mario All-Stars is one of the earliest remasters I've ever seen. 4 classic NES Mario games remastered in 16-bit. This game has aged incredibly well visually. I mean, look at this little bomb guy. He's so cute, I can just pick him up. Nintendo even remastered The Lost Levels, a pseudo-sequel to the original game. It's Mario for super players. Which is to say, it's Mario for people who hate life. Now we're gonna talk about remakes. Oh, I already did in this video. Wink. 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 FF7 Remake, or its more appropriate name, the first 6 hours of FF7 Remake. I have quite a bit to say about this game. First off, I was very excited for this game when it came out. I got it on my birthday instead of a phone because of external circumstances. So this game was my substitute. You have an iPhone 12, I have a Fanboy Twink. Now, I'm not head over heels in love with the makeup portion of the OG FF7. It has a few moments where... Can I just not do this bit, please? If you want to make an entire game out of just this portion, you can do a lot with it. And by a lot, I mean hand crane game that goes on for 10 minutes and is really annoying. Yeah! This game looks incredible and has some really fun gameplay, but none of the additions are really worthwhile. So my 30-hour-long playthrough feels like it was only 10, and most of that time is dedicated to...
Mind letting me breathe?
Depends. Mind coming over tomorrow night? My roommates should all be out for a while.
Are you seriously that desperate? Just let go already.
Only if you promise to come back tomorrow night. Deal?
Gross.
This is a pretty good game. The gameplay is fun and it has a good story. It's fine. But FF7 Remake feels like an 8 out of 10 that could easily be a 10 out of 10, and I wish it was. Because it's FF7 Remake. I'd like to rescind the claim I made in the original remake video. In that video, I came to the conclusion that most remakes weren't really worth doing. But honestly, if they can attract more attention to a masterpiece, add something new like the secret levels in Crash Bandicoot remakes, I hate this. Or most importantly, make a great game that much better. Even if they fail most of the time, I think that's worth giving a shot. I may not have played Persona 5 or Resident Evil if it wasn't for these remakes. So, I'm grateful for them. Remakes are good. Oh my god, this is the longest video I've ever made. This is gonna take so long to edit, but... Epic rap battles of history. Karl Marx versus Henry Ford. Begin. Mr. Motor City meets Madison Red. My lines are in production. Your lines are bred. Just selling timepieces. It's how I got my start. Now watch me tell you right,